spend money on this. It's important. It will make your life better. It will make you more successful. All right, so this is probably the final one for the day because we're running out of time here, but we are again in Orlando at the Jake and Gino Multifamily Mastery 4. This time we're with the little brother to Jake and Gino, right? He's the guy that keeps the shit together in the background. This is Josh Roosen. Very happy to have you here, Josh. Thanks for being here with us.
Thank you, Bruce. Glad to be here with you as well.
Absolutely. With you, I try to, this is very informal, first of all, and I'm going to try not to ask the same questions that everybody asks everybody every time they're on anything. So I really know who you are, and you're a super fascinating guy. You are one of the most energetic, upbeat, positive people I've ever met in my entire life. That is not hyperbole. It's the honest to God truth. So I want you to talk to people about mindset a little bit. We don't have to deep dive here, but we don't only have a few minutes, but how has your outlook on life, it's that macro, your outlook on life, how has that served you in this industry?
Well, that's great. At the age of 26, I decided I wanted to get into real estate. And at that time, my financial resources, well, let's say lacking, for lack of better terms. And what I had to realize is if I could focus on the things I could control, and that's work ethic, mindset, my actions, and really controlling my time, that would get me further faster. Although I didn't have the financial resources, I could bring the sweat equity. And if I could find people that had the results that I wanted and learn how to add value to them, that I could really get into their inner circle. Now, a good example of that, look, when I pick Gino up at the airport, I'm there with a cappuccino. I know exactly how he likes it. I have a sparkling water. I get his bag and literally load it in the car. And this is just always, in every interaction I have, I want to give more than I get so no one can talk bad about me and be a positive, uplifting person, because I know that's contagious.
It is, and I love that you think that way, that so many people are in this transactionally. If I do this, what am I going to get in return? You don't expect shit in return a lot of times. So, and I'm sure it's benefited you at every turn. You don't try to monetize every interaction. You're just trying to provide value, and I love that. Do you invest in personal development? I don't want to call it self-help. That sounds so cheesy in 80s nowadays, but do you spend money on developing your mind, and not just on direct real estate education, but what do you do to keep yourself sharp?
Oh, I love this. So at my previous employer, it was a gentleman named Than Merrill, and my boss's boss was a guy, Noah Cosby, and they worked with a John Maxwell leadership coach. His name was Chris Robinson. And at the time, he was $150 giving me a discount for a half hour. And this is before I ever made six figures in my life. So that's, if you analyze that, that's $300 an hour. That's, if you made that 40 hours a week, that's 600 grand a year. So to me, that was a very steep investment.
Oh, yeah.
But what I knew is if he was good enough for Than, who had created huge success, and then my boss's boss, he was good enough for me. And so up until about a year ago, I was working with him very consistently. And what I liked about having a leadership coach like that in my corner, he was someone that my decisions didn't affect him. Meaning if I go to my boss or some of my friends, they might have a dog in the fight, right? So they might have a bias in these decisions, and him being third party could really help advise me to grow as a person, because I believe in the law of the lid, which is a John Maxwell law, meaning you never or rarely exceed your level of personal development.
It's very, very true. It's that whole maxim, you are the 5 people you spend the most time with. You are the average of those people. So what bugs me a lot of times on this topic is, you'll see on different message boards online or Facebook groups, people ask about mentors and coaches, and then you'll invariably have you can get all that shit for free. Don't pay any of these shysters, and it's all a scam. Come on, dude, really? The most successful people I know have one, if not multiple coaches.
Yes.
So I don't understand this whole thought that you can't pay for help. You pay somebody $250,000 to go to college for a degree that you're probably not going to use, and if you do, you're going to hate what you're doing.
Yes.
Why not pay, and follow your example? Make yourself better. Nothing bad comes from that. I've told people recently that I am doing everything I can right now. My mission is to get in front of as many billionaires as I can. I'm nowhere close to a billionaire.
Yes.
But if I stay in my same circle all the time, I'm only gonna have reinforced what I already know.
Yes.
So I'm talking to these billionaires, say, look, what are you doing with taxes? What is your approach to insurance? What do you do with your savings? What are you investing in? And you start peeling back that onion with them, and you're like, you're doing what? What? I never even heard of that.
Yes.
You have to level yourself up. It's the thing. If you're the smartest person in the room, get the fuck out of the room.
Yes.
Help everybody you can on the way up, but always try to be the dumbest guy in the room.
I'll give you a good example of that. When I worked at Fortune Builders, Stan donated $1 million for lunch with Warren Buffett. And first thing I thought was like $1 million. If you got money like that, like hook me up, right? But my mindset was off. And in fact, when I went to him, I did crack a joke like that. And he pulled me aside and he was like, hey, look, at that point, I'm getting someone's time. And that's truly their most valuable resource because it's the only one you can't get more of. And he said, as you scale the ladder, the number of people that are above you are less and less, and their time is worth more and more. And he talked about what it would take to create a return with that. And it really changed my mind of, it's almost like a shortcut, right? The more knowledge I have, I can reduce risk and maximize upside. And usually those don't go hand in hand. And I can take their life experiences, what worked, what didn't work, and I can use that in copy, right? I believe success leaves clues. And in school, it's called cheating, right? But in business, it's smart. I'm a huge fan of rip off and duplicate.
Absolutely. So think about wanting to sit with Warren Buffett. The guy's worth over $100 billion. $1 million for him is still not much. It might be more than most people will ever make in their lives. But yeah, you have to pay to play. I, on average, spend, between me and my wife, we spend about 10% of our annual gross salaries or income each year on masterminds. I've paid to sit with Garrett Gunderson. I've paid to sit with Gary Vaynerchuk. I've paid to sit in the room with Jeff Hoffman, the founder of Priceline. So I was talking to Rock Thomas one day, and he mentioned that he spent a year with Tony Robbins. I'm like, you are friends with Tony? He goes, oh, hold up. Let's understand the dynamics first. We're friendly now. I paid him $1 million to be able to shadow him and hang around him and learn from him for a year. Exact same thing. Spend money on this. It's important. It will make your life better. It will make you more successful. It will shorten your timeline and prevent a lot of mistakes. So,
to piggyback on that, one thing I've learned is you're right. There are people that poo-poo on that coaching, education. They say everything's out there. And then there's also people like yourself that really believe in it. And what I've really learned is it's very important who you take the advice from.
Yeah.
Right? For example, if I wanted to get a six-pack, I wouldn't go to someone who's 400 pounds. I'd go to someone who has that body and physique to figure out how they did it. And so usually what I found is those people, although they care with me, they're operating on limited knowledge and they don't have the results I want. So why would I take the advice from them if they've never been where I'm looking to go?
Exactly. Perfect analogy. I like that a lot. So talk to me about this event. How has this event, well, let's go here. How has this event grown since even the last time you guys put it on? But from your beginnings to where are you guys now?
So Multifamily Mastery 1, although I wasn't a part of the organization, this is in 2017, we had 176 attendees.
Not
this
bad.
Was in Knoxville, right, a market where you probably got to take 2 flights to even get to the city. And it was, the multifamily industry was blowing up, but not as hot yet. Fast forward to 2018, we were in Nashville. You were there as well with us. We had 400 attendees, and that was an awesome event. Started really gaining traction. 176 to 400 is more than doubling. 2019, we did hit 500 at this same resort, beautiful venue here. And what we've been able to see is get bigger speakers. At that point, we had Eric Thomas come out and speak, and he rocked the mic.
Yep.
All the way to this year, we've seen a lot of unprecedented growth. In fact, the original room we booked was for 600 people. Mm-hmm. And we realized that because of everything that's going on, there's a lot of pent-up people that want to come out, and they haven't been out. And so once ticket sales surpassed 700, we upgraded a room that could now hold 900. And total ticket count was just over 850 this year. So it's pretty impressive.
That's incredible. And I was just talking to Gino before you, and I said, look, I'm not trying to blow smoke up your butt because you're sitting here in front of me, but it's truth that everybody that asks me, who should I go to for education? If they don't want to work with me directly, and that's fine, because I don't do it that often. But they're looking for a group where there's a community built out. I always refer them to you guys because I think you have the right mindset. You're in it to help other people. You're not trying to monetize everything at every turn. We've talked about that off camera. There are some people out there that you kind of really feel that they're in it for them. And if they happen to accidentally teach you a few things from their coursework, okay, great. Give me all the money in your pocket right now. Let's show you how to open up a few different credit cards and take out a home equity line of credit. You guys aren't like that. Gino told me, look, if you want to be a member, I want you to be a member. But if you aren't financially ready to be a member, I'm not going to let you give me your money. So you guys are doing this the right way.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. And I really think it comes from the top down, right? Gino is here because this is a passion for him. And financially, I believe he's already in a legacy state. And so he's doing this, although sure, it is a business and another stream of income. I mean, it's truthfully less than 5% of his total income comes from the education side. And he spends 85% of his time. So, I mean, you tell me based on that why he's here. And the answer is pretty obvious. And then from there, you're right. I truly believe multifamily is not for everyone. It is hard. It took me 13 months from the day I started studying to close on a deal. That's a year with no results. And so we look for people in general who do have financial capability to do this. Because if you're gonna tell me in the first 45 years of your life, you have a $2,000 net worth, and then the next 1 year you want to 100x that, I know I got my work cut out for me, and this may not be the best place for you to start.
Yeah, absolutely. So where from here? What do you see 2022 being? Are you gonna be here again?
Yeah, so we're actually in contract or in talks to renew the contract for here, as we love this venue and they have the room to grow with us. Our goal is gonna be 1,200 attendees, which we hope to hit. That'd be a really awesome achievement. And it's continued to refine, right? One thing that I think that has allowed us to continue to do that is getting feedback and being very nimble and acting on it. Meaning for next year, one thing I think I told you about, on Friday night, we're gonna have a student-only event and all the speakers and our team will be there as a cocktail reception. That'll be a really awesome, more intimate thing that'll be, catered and upscale. And that's something that we got from our members, so it's continuing to grow and take feedback and improve.
Nice. All right. Well, I will be here. You can count on that. So, man, I really appreciate your time. I know you're crazy busy. You've got everybody wanting a piece of you right now. So thanks for taking a few minutes with me. And like you always know, and you've always been the same way with me, whatever I can do to help, any value I can provide to you, you let me know. I'll kill myself for you.
Bruce, love you, brother, man.
Thank you.
Bye.